complete 60?
Your numbers guy, yeah, that was 60, I thought. Yeah, I thought that was complete. As complete as it's been all year.
Jim, what's it about Kevin and Q together? Is one making the other guy better, or is it just them feeding off of each other?
No, I think they complement each other. I know that they each scored and Laugh didn't score tonight, but I would include Laugh in that as well. So I think sometimes he gets lost in the mix. He does a lot of good work. So, yeah, I would just have to include Laugh. So I would say the line looks really good. And if you recall in the summer as we came into training camp, we had Fogue started with them, but we had Q and Kevin together. And they got off at a terrific training camp in preseason. And then first 5 or 6 games of the regular season just wasn't working, so we took them apart. But that was the plan in the summer when we talked about it. We really saw those two as two guys that were going to be a pair, and then we'd try to find a winger for them.
Has Q become the Fiala whisperer?
I don't know. You'd have to ask Kevin. No, I mean, they're really comfortable together. I think Q has a good temperament, and I don't all the time. So maybe that has helped him.
Hey, Jim, you beat the best team, shut them out. Alex didn't score. It's a pretty good night for your club. Can you tell us the formula, how you feel about what happened?
No, it was a really good game. Like we said, full 60 minutes. I thought we where we did a really good job was back checking, I guess. And there's a number of different ways that you can describe it, but tracking back, having numbers. We didn't really give them much off the rush coming through the neutral zone. Made them dump it, try to forecheck us. It was just, if we had a game plan, we played it as well, adhered to it as well for 60 minutes, each player, as we could do.
I just mean for your team and for the league, because you're close to the playoffs now. And I don't know if you think about that. You're very close to playoffs. Signature win over a team that you dominated. The league pays attention to this, and you guys know that it's in there. It may not come out every game, but it's there.
We've beat some of the top teams in the league this year, at home and on the road. Went into Vegas, went into Winnipeg earlier this year. So we have, those are the teams that are at the top of the standings. So we I hate to say it the wrong way, but we expect to beat them. We know we're not going to beat them every time, the best teams like that, the top of the league, but we expect that we can beat them, that we play with them, and if we play like that, more often than not, we will.
Is it the kind of thing, if you're talking to the guys, one of our colleagues came up with a great stat tonight, 10-0 at home against the top 3 teams in all the divisions.
Oh, yeah.
Do you say that kind of a thing if you know it to the guys and say, hey, because this shows we've got it?
Yeah. No, I think we've got a large enough sample of games where we have done that. We know we have it. When we play like that, we have it. We are a hard team to play against and a hard team to beat. The challenge is, over an 82-game schedule, to come with that kind of focus and effort. And we started well against the Islanders, and we had a terrible second period. Terrible. Same team. And I thought tonight, it was tight. The second period, we had to be better. I thought we were really tight. Maybe one of our better second periods of the year.
This success against top teams is something of an about face from last year. Last year, you beat the team you were supposed to, struggled against the playoff teams. This year, it's been sort of the opposite. I mean, is it just the belief strengthening with each big win, or was there something that maybe flipped there from year to year?
No, I mean, I don't know. Every year it's a new team. It just is. And was it last year we were really strong on the road, and we struggled at home a little bit, right? Now this year we're struggling a little bit on the road. So it's hard to make sense of it sometimes. But I do believe that our players, now this far into the season, know that if we are all together and we all do the same thing and play the game the way we believe that our team has to play it to have success, then we can beat anybody.
Jim, go back to Kevin real quick. I know a few months ago you mentioned you and him had a lot of one-on-one conversations about his game, and since then it seems like he's really elevated to another level. Is this the best understanding you've had with him, and maybe the most confidence this coaching staff's had with him since he's been here?
Yeah, I think that's really a fair statement. Yeah, I think, again, it goes up and down still, like it always does, just like my mood and your mood and everybody's mood go up and down. And so it's never going to be just perfect. But, yeah, I think Kevin has come a long way in his game. I think his overall game is better than I think I've seen it since my time here. And of course, you want him to score too. That's what he gets. He makes a pretty good paycheck to add some goals. But it's not just that. It's just how he's playing the game. Tonight was just a really great example of it. Tonight, for me, was one of the best games that he's played since I've been here.
So Jim, looking forward to Saturday then, what's the magic to keep that consistency and not avoid the trap, the letdown
Right.
after the big win?
Yeah, I don't know. Tell me. Please. No, I mean, it's we were ready tonight. I think we could see that. And not that we weren't ready for the Islanders, because I thought we had a good period. But it's sustaining it sometimes. Just losing your focus and maybe relaxing a little bit. Think, oh, okay, this might be a little bit easier. The league is too good. As soon as you do that, you get off it, and you're a step behind, and the other team starts giving it to you, like the Islanders did. So, hopefully that we'll reference that Islanders game as we get ready to play on Saturday. But for now, we'll just I really appreciate the effort from the players tonight. That was a really solid game.
Now
What
that
does
you-
it mean?
Now that you're past the trade deadline, Dowdy's back, this is your team, do you start looking ahead to the playoffs, or it's only 18 games, is that too far
Yeah,
away?
too far away.
Okay.
Yeah, too far away.
There's 18 games left, and you guys play great at home. You can't say it's not important to finish second, or to get up.
We'd like to. Yeah, we'd like to. But I don't think that has to be a focus, because I think what the focus should be on what we just did tonight, coming out and playing it. And if we can do that consistently enough over the next 18 games, then we should give ourselves a pretty good chance. You know what I'm saying? Like, we would certainly like to have home ice, but if we say that we have to do this because this, no, we just have to come out and be focused and play as a team like we did.
Jim, we just came out of the Caps room, and a couple of guys said the exact same thing and with passion. This is one tough team to play against,
Yeah.
high-pressure team, and once you get the lead, it makes it even worse.
Yeah.
So how do you respond to that when a team like that is saying, wow, these guys are really tough to face?
Well, that means we're playing our game and we're playing well. And we've talked to our team about that. We've heard that from numerous teams this year. Smothering and really not fun to play against and difficult to play against. And that's really, for me, that's a really a show of respect when the other team says that about you. Because it's hard to do that. For 60 minutes, it's hard to do that. You really have to be committed in some areas of the game that aren't as enjoyable, aren't as fun, aren't as creative as some of the other areas of the game are. So I take that as a real compliment for the players that they're committed to doing that, and that means you got a chance.
How were the Kings able to make Ovechkin a non-factor tonight?
Well, it was everybody, whoever happened to be on the ice against him, and that's the whole point of the night. Is at any point everybody on the ice they were in sync, they were playing, they were working, they didn't give them much time and space. And then, of course, our penalty kill did a really good job when we were shorthanded. That's where Ovi's most dangerous, and we did a really good job taking him away.
Coming back to Kev and talking to some of his former coaches, I got the sense that he's a complex player and a complex person. What have you gotten to know about him in this process as he's gotten his footing this year?
Yeah, well, him and I are probably the same at different times. He can be very emotional and. Yeah, he can be very emotional and reactive in the moment sometimes, and you've seen that probably by some of his penalties. It's hard for him to control his emotions at different times, but he's got such a special talent that that's what he's worked on, just channeling and staying focused and keeping his energy on what's in front of him so he can actually go out and use his great skills rather than kind of getting off track in the moment and letting things bother him and get in the way of him just playing free and using his ability.
Jim, we haven't seen that side of you. We haven't seen you, with the emotions. It's been
No.
you're really even keeled, at least to us. So when are you?
You're not one of the players.
So you're punching walls when you're in there?
What's that? No, I try not to do that. Try not to do that. No, not where anybody can see me at least.
Jim, we've talked about in the past the kind of objective it looked like over the last summer to make this team bigger, more physical, maybe more adapt for the playoffs. And this felt like a game where it was that kind of atmosphere. Washington really tried to drag you into the physical side of the game. How satisfying it was to see this team step up and really match that in a situation where maybe they struggled in the past?
Yeah, I think we talked about it before the game. They're a big, strong, physical team, probably biggest and strongest in the league, I think. I don't know if you did pound by pound and heights and all that kind of stuff. And that's where I thought, Hellenius Turk got banged around tonight, but Turk, he didn't slow down one bit. He was right in the last shift. He was doing some banging himself. So I thought those three with Hellenius and Janot, that's a different feeling than we've had around here for a long, long time, and it's impactful, and it wears people down. And as the game wears on, you're looking, are they coming? No, it's not. It's Fogel this time, or it's Byfield this time, or it's LaFerriere, it's somebody else, but somebody's coming. And I think they really set the tone that way.
Speaking of Fogues, a big goal to get you guys started and a big season there. You know, we knew about him from Carolina, Edmonton, but it seems like he's really rounded out, fleshed out his game. He's talked about the trust from your staff. Can you just talk about kind of his evolution of a player over these 65 games or so?
Well, he's been pretty consistent right from the get-go. But I will say this: he has added to his game. He's added to his game in some areas that are probably less obvious, but where he had the ability to add, but maybe for whatever reasons didn't put enough emphasis on it. And we've asked him to do that, and he's responded. It really is. It's kind of amazed me, to be honest with you. I said, why didn't I mention this like 40 games ago? Because he's done exactly what we've asked, and he's really upped his level in some areas. So.
What do you think about defense, PK, or what?
Yeah, just some skating, just some back checking, just being first back, catching people through the neutral zone, and just adding another level of work.
One more thing on Fiala, we just talked about how when he's shooting the puck, I mean, that's his game, right?
Yeah.
Shoot it, baby, whatever it
Yeah.
takes. So did it cross your mind at all that he was a left-handed Ovechkin on his goal? He was all alone at the dot,
Yeah.
perfect pass to him on his knees, boom.
That was a great
one-timer.
pass. Yeah, he's played that spot before.
Right.
Where was it? We just had a clip of him scoring on a one-timer. I don't know, it's escaping me. But he scored a similar type goal. It was up and over rather than through the seam. And so I know normally that's Kempe's spot, but he's got a good one-timer from that spot too. So, and Kempe had a couple from that spot also that the goalie made real good saves on.
Jim, obviously it's satisfying
Mark,
anytime
guys.
a goalie gets a shutout, but for Darcy, with the context of this game, a team that he kind of struggled with last season, had the trade, is it just a little extra satisfying for him to get that payoff?
I think so. I mean, I think if you go back to the game in Washington, Doobie was, pretty excited, and his teammates were really happy for him in that game, and they beat us. And, I think there's some extra pride there when you're playing your own team, and you just really want to do well. So happy for Darcy that he came out on top this time.
What do you think of the fans booing the ball?
I mean, that's their prerogative, Like, I like Doobie. I think all the guys like Doobie. Really, really good person, good teammate. We have no issues with him whatsoever. Playing really well.